Hey, what's going on, you guys? Mr. 1235 back here yet again for another album review. Well, half of an album review. Death Grips, The Powers That Be, Disc 1. I guess I shouldn't say the other title to this record because it might be considered racist. So I'll just not even step into that puddle of water. Death Grips is an experimental hip-hop trio from California, and man, when they mean experimental, do they mean experimental. I've never really been able to get into these guys fully just because I feel like there's too much to me. The rap lyrics and the way the vocals are presented are a little bit too harsh. But I've actually found a new appreciation for the Money Store, honestly, and I'm getting to that point of where I'm almost getting addicted to it. I'm actually enjoying it so much. It took me a long time to get into this album, but after everybody was talking so positively about it, I'm actually starting to see the beauty in this thing and just the harshness and just the production and just how loud and aggressive and how kind of different the music is. I'm actually kind of enjoying it now. Funny thing about that, I have never seen another band in the longest time where people, if they don't enjoy it, they'll still come back and listen to it time after time after time trying to get into it. You'll get like those people who'll be like, man, I don't understand what you people are singing all in this noisy ass fucking bullshit. And then like a few days later, they're like, oh man, I'm really starting to like this now. It's like this band has to grow on almost everybody before they can really get into it, but once they get into it, man, it is hard to get out. Then you got all those trolls on there that constantly compare this band to Yeezus. Oh, it's too harsh for you? Go listen to this, you pleb. Still, the point is, I'm starting to appreciate this band, and I was actually really interested in listening to the 8 songs that have dropped from this new and upcoming album. Though I will say that this is some of the harshest, most glitchiest, most unaccessible music the Death Grips has put out yet. If you were hoping to get into this band with this album, this is probably not a good place to start. I would definitely recommend The Money Store because it's working for me. The first track on this album, Up My Sleeves, is just this repeating vocal line, up my sleeves, up my sleeves, up my... followed by this crazy uptune electronic tones that just takes the tempo off completely what you've been listening to before. You'll be bobbing your head to it, and then suddenly you won't match up with the beat anymore as you're bobbing your head, and you're just like, wait, this sounds so fucking strange, I don't know what's happening. And then Bjork has been sampled on this thing on like every single track, which I will say is a strong point to this record because I feel like her vocals add some dynamics to it that would probably turn people off originally. Like in the chorus part to this song, way up there in the falsetto, you can hear the Bjork sample, and it just adds this thing to listen to, just to take your mind off of all the fucking craziness that's happening underneath it. So while I'm not the hugest fan of this song, I'm actually really kind of enjoying it, but it leads into my favorite track on this album, Billy Not Really. My god, there's this part in the song where it sounds like a bunch of fucking circus horns and shit like that. It sounds like a fucking carnival from hell, and I love every bit of it. Billy, not really. The tempo is just flying at your fucking face and it's so intense, but it's really good. It's one of the most accessible songs on this entire album, which might also be one of the reasons why it's my favorite, honestly. But still, I'm really enjoying this track, and that's all that really matters to me. The next track, Black Quarterback, is actually not too bad either. It's, once again, one of my least favorite things on this thing, just because some parts of it I just think are a little bit too intense, especially in the vocal delivery. But I can also understand how some people would consider this to be one of the better songs on the album as well, kind of. The next track, Say Hey Kid, I actually really enjoy the chorus to this song. Say hey kid, say hey kid, say hey kid, come play dead. Honestly, it's one of the most catchiest things I've heard from Death Grips. I'm also really enjoying the track Have a Sad Cum, which is spelled like, you know, like semen cum. I just really love the beat that's happening on that track as well, and then the rest of the tracks on this album are just a little bit out of my taste, honestly. The song Fuck Me Out, which is obviously all about sex, I feel like is a little bit too harsh for my taste, honestly. The song Viola is just insane crazy in the instrumentation, which I can't really get into. I cannot find a steady beat, which is kind of the appeal to this album, so if you're one of those people who like that shit, you'll probably enjoy this song. The song Big Dipper that ends out this album I think is okay, just because I feel like I can really get into like the refrain from this song. So as you can tell, I'm not really super huge into this, but I'm not really super huge in the Death Grips. I'm just really interested in what they're doing in the world musically. This is a rap group that's striving to bring something new to the table, and I'm really enjoying that about them. So while I can't get into everything by this band, I'm still really interested in hearing the rest of this. I mean, like I said, there's just something so weird about this group where you hate it so much, but you keep coming back to it. It's like someone who broke up with you almost. It worked for me on The Money Store. I'm really enjoying The Money Store now. So whatever, take a listen to it for yourself. See if you can get into something. I would really recommend the song Billy Not Really. If you're going to listen to anything, try that one out. I think it's the easiest to digest, honestly. See you guys later. Mr. Mooney 1 2 3 5 out.